Hello children, how are you all doing? Hope you are doing well. Today we will be moving on to the next chapter, that is Quality, written by John Galsworthy. In this chapter, the author talks about a shoemaker named Mr. Gessler, who was a German shoemaker, lived in London with his brother. They were two brothers, and the name of the shop was Gessler Brothers. Let us read in detail. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth because he made my father's goods. He lived with his elder brother in his shop, which was in a small by street in a fashionable part of London. Let me explain first para. Here the author says that I means here writer, author. I knew him. Him is shoemaker, Mr. Gessler. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth. Extreme youth means from the very young age, because he made my father's boots, father's shoes. He lived with his elder brother in his shop, which was in a small street, and where the shop was located in a small by street in a fashionable part of London. Let us proceed to next para. The shop had a certain quiet distinction. There was no sign upon it other than the name of Gessler Brothers, and in the window a few pairs of boots. The shop had a certain quiet distinction, means the shop had special quality, characteristic. There was no sign, or you can say there was no signboard outside of the shop other than the name of Gessler Brothers, and in the window a few pairs of shoes, boots. He made only what was ordered, and what he made never failed to fit. What he did? He used to make the shoes which was ordered, and what he made never failed to fit, never failed to creak, never failed to spoil. To make boots, such boots as he made, seemed to me then, and still seems to me, mysterious and wonderful. Here the author says that to make boots, or you can say for make boots, such boots as he made, means he used to make such boots that seemed to me then, means when I was child, when I was in the very young age, and still seems to me, means even today also I feel that it is not possible to everyone to make such kind of quality of boots. It seems to me mysterious and wonderful. Mysterious means here difficult and wonderful. Let us move ahead to next para. I remember well my shy remarks one day while stretching out to him my youthful foot. Isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler? I remember well my shy remarks. Here the author says that I remember well my shy comments. One day while stretching out to him my youthful foot, isn't awfully. Once I told him, I shared with him, isn't awfully means very much. Isn't very much hard to make such quality of boots which you make? Isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler? Isn't hard to make such quality of boots which you make, Mr. Gessler? And his answer, given with a sudden smile from out of the redness of his beard, it is an art. means right side it is mentioned it is an art. It is in German accent. That sentence is in German accent. Then next para. It was not possible to go him very often. His boots lasted terribly. What is mentioned here? Here the author says that it was not possible to go to him very often. Why? Because of his boots lasted terribly. His boots lasted terribly means lasted very long. It gives much more service. Having something beyond the temporary, some essence of boot stitched into them. What is mentioned here? Having something beyond the temporary means his shoes was not temporary. Some essence of boot stitched into them means some most important quality stitched into them means shoes. Then one went in not as into most shops but restfully as one enters a church, and sitting on the single wooden chair waited. What is mentioned here? One went means one person, or we can say customer, went in not as into most shop means not as like other shop means that shop was not like other shops. When the customers enters in that shop, the customers used to wait there patiently. Restfully means here patiently, but restfully as one enters a church, like one enters a church, or you can say a temple, a mosque, and sitting on the single wooden chair waited. A guttural sound and the tip-tap of his slippers beating the narrow wooden stairs, and he would stand before one without coat. What is mentioned here? A guttural sound means harsh and grating. A guttural sound and the tip-tap of his slippers beating the narrow wooden stairs, and he would stand before one without coat. Coat means here a piece of leather. Do you understand? Coat means here wearing coat, not that here. Means here a piece of leather. A little bent in leather apron with sleeves turned back, blinking as if awakened from some dream of boots. Awakened means got up, as if got up from some dreams of boots, or you can say dream of boots. Then let us proceed to next para. And I would say, how do you do, Mr. Gessler? Could you make me a pair of Russian leather boots? And I would say, how are you, Mr. Gessler? Could you make me a pair of Russian leather boots? Without a word, he would leave me retiring whence he came. Means after listening author's sentence words, without a word, without replying anything, he would leave me retiring whence. Whence means from where he came. He leave me retiring whence he came. Means he turned back, he moved back, or into the other portion of the shop. And I would continue to rest in the wooden chair, inhaling the incense of his trade. And I would continue to rest in the wooden chair, inhaling the incense. Incense means one type of smell. Apart from that, what is mentioned here? See right side. The smell of leather is compared to the smell of incense in a church. What I used to do? I used to smell incense of his trade. Soon he would come back holding in his hand a piece of gold brown leather with eyes fixed on it. He would remark, "What a beautiful piece." when I too had admired it, when I too had appreciated that piece of leather. He would speak again, when do you want it? And I would answer, oh, as soon as you conveniently can. And he would say, tomorrow fortnight, or if he were his elder brother, I will ask my brother. What is mentioned here? Tomorrow fortnight. Fortnight means period of 15 days. Tomorrow fortnight means here after 15 days from tomorrow. Do you understand? Next. Then I would murmur, thank you, good morning, Mr. Gessler. Good morning, he would reply. Then I would murmur. Murmur means to say something in a low, in quiet voice. Thank you, good morning, Mr. Gessler. Good morning, he would reply. Still looking at the leather in his hand, and as I moved to the door, I would hear the tip-tap of his slippers going up the stairs to his dream of boots. Let us read next paragraph. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots creaked. You know, here in this paragraph, the author shares his one more experience, his flashback when he was child or when he was in a very young age. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, Mr. Gessler, that last pair of shoes creaked means cracked, failed to fit. Do you know? He looked at me for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement. After listening author's word, Mr. Gessler looked at the author for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw, means take back my words, statement, or qualify or give clarity about that. Then said, it shouldn't have creaked. It did, I am afraid. But the author says, it did, I am afraid. Then Mr. Gessler replies, you got them wet before they found themselves. What he mentioned here, what he said, you got them is you made them wet before they found themselves, before they stick themselves. Author replies, I don't think so. Then at that time he lowered his eyes as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned this grave thing. At that time he lowered his eyes as if hunting. Hunting means trying to recall. As if hunting for memory means trying to recall, trying to remember of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned this grave thing, means this bad, serious thing. Why I have shared with him. Send them back, I will look at them. Then Mr. Gessler replies, send them back, I will look at them. Some boots are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. What is mentioned here? Some boots are bad from birth. Birth means here from the beginning. Some boots are bad from the beginning. If I can do nothing with them, with that shoes, boots, I can take them off your bill. I'll reduce your amount. Let us move ahead to next para. Once only, I went absent-mindedly into his shop in a pair of boots bought in an emergency at some large firm. What is mentioned here? Here the author says that once, only one time, I went absent-mindedly, means without thinking anything, into his shop in a pair of boots bought in an emergency at some large firm, means from other shop, other company. He took my order without showing me any leather like previous, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior covering of my foot. And I could feel his eyes penetrating means passing through the inferior covering, means that lower quality of boots of my foot. At last he said, after noticing, after observing, he said, those are not my boots, those are not my shoes. The tone was not one of anger, nor of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quiet that froze the blood. What is mentioned here? The tone was, or we can say Mr. Gessler's voice was not of anger, nor of sorrow, not even of contempt. Contempt means here hatred. But there was in it something quiet that froze the blood. But there was something which hurt him. It gives pain him. He put his hand down and pressed a finger on the place where the left foot was not quite comfortable. It hurts you there, he said. Those big firms have no self-respect. Mr. Gessler says that it hurts you there. Those big firms have no self-respect. Those big firms have no self-respect means here those big firms don't care, don't mind or don't concern about quality, about goods, about customers. They don't mind anything, those big firms. And then as if something had given away with him. Given away means broken away with him. He spoke long and bitterly. He spoke long and bitterly. Bitterly means here harshly. It was the only time I ever heard him discuss the conditions and hardships of his trade. What is mentioned here? It was the only time, it was the first time I ever heard him discuss the conditions and hardships. Hardships means here difficulties of his business. That's all for today. Rest of the part will continue in next class. Have a good day.